Welcome back, I'm Dan Morfitz, and it's the final part of this Daily Rundown. Time now to look at some of the more unusual stories that have been making the news with Andrew and Stephen. When I say that, Andrew and Stephen haven't been making the news, but they are unusual.
We were earlier, weren't we?
Yeah, we were.
Now, I haven't seen any of these myself, so I don't know what tricks or treats producer Jack might have for us. So here we go. First up, Pokemon Go, the only smartphone app that matters. Since the resurgence of the franchise, it has been reported that people are naming their children after Pokemon, with Eevee, Rosalia and Onyx being the most popular names for girls, and the Ash type... Sorry, I've been told Onyx in my ear. Onyx. I'm being told off by a Pokemon player. And Ash, the title character of the Pokemon cartoon, being the most popular for boys. Now, I think we're single-handedly propelling this phenomenon on here at the Daily Rundown. Would you ever name kids? You're getting married soon, so maybe you might be naming kids after
No, but
Pokemon
I will be doing a sweep of the church. No, I watched it. I heard about it, obviously, because you can't avoid it. So I downloaded it whilst I was invigilating an exam, and then got dead excited when I switched it on, and there was one on my desk. And I'm kind of doing that thing where I'm like looking around to see if anybody else can see it, and then realise it's just on my phone. But I deleted it because I did freak myself out a little bit by kind of just moving it around my bedroom one night, and there were a couple in there as well, so I was just like, I've got to get rid of it.
They're living with me.
You can see why it kind of encompasses people's lives. It's weird.
I have a theory with Pokemon that I will let, because now I am God, obviously. I was PM last time. I'm now the overlording God. I think if you play Pokemon Go and you capture a monster, you should donate a tin to a food bank.
That's a good idea.
That's a great idea.
Because you are getting people out there. It is. I understand the appeal of it. Gets people out into the open air who normally don't get out into the open air. I would maybe suggest that if you've spent most of your life indoors and you then get an app that makes you go outdoors, have a little bit of a personal hygiene check.
You could rename it Pokemon Go. Gotta feed them all.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, but I think that anything. I'm aware that anything that makes people happy or gets them out of the house and doesn't harm other people, it's incredibly sad and
But don't name your kids after them.
But yeah, don't name the idea that Ash. Now, I'm of the opinion that Ash was a name before Pokemon, and so was Eevee. I mean,
But Onyx? I don't know how you pronounce that.
Well, Jason Lee, the My Name is Earl actor, he has called his son Pilot Commander.
Great name.
Now it's great, but you have essentially told
you're pushing your
what
kids
they're going to
into
do.
one
Exactly,
type of thing.
What if he becomes a funeral director?
Yeah. One of our wedding guests has just had a child, and her husband's American, and she said, "You're not going to do anything stupid with the birth certificate, are you? You're going to call him James." Yeah. And he'd always wanted to call him Captain. He said, "Let's call him Captain." And he went to register the birth, and this kid is now called Captain James Early.
Oh my God,
Captain
Jack
Early, and it's Captain is his legal first name.
Oh, that's abysmal.
I work with a lady called Cassie, and she has friends or relatives, and their initials are LLVA, so they've called their child LLVA.
Wrong. Right, let's go on to our next story because that's made me slightly angry. A group of mad scientists from Belgium have created a machine that can turn urine into beer. That's taking the... No, I can't say that. The machine consists of a solar-powered boiler and a membrane which turns the piddle into drinking water and fertiliser. From there, the recycled water is used to make a frothy bevy of beer. What would you make of this? Would you down a pint of...
Is this not just Carling Black Label?
That's your opinion, not necessarily the opinion of...
See, this is a game that students... This is a horrible game that students play. It's called Bouncing Pints. It's ridiculous.
Bouncing pint?
Yeah, it's bouncing pints. If you either you drink the pint, then you emit the pint from whichever and then you drink it again. It's hideous.
That's vile.
It is. It is. I don't know. It's just reversing the process. To me, this is what coffee tastes like all the time. Coffee tastes like you're the second person to drink it. This just tastes like you're legitimising.
But it's going to bring around some like asparagus beer, which I'm not a big fan of.
Oh, yeah.
But
Imagine the smell of that.
Oh.
No, well, I'd imagine it'd smell like asparagus.
I do trust the Belgians, though. I am a big fan of Belgian beer.
If anybody can brew good beer, it's the Belgians.
I do
now,
trust the Belgians.
Yeah, the two things I have wrong: Mad and Belgium I don't associate, and it doesn't involve waffles, so I don't believe it's really Belgian.
You don't know what the chocolate spread is on the waffles.
Oh.
Right.
It's not beer.
No, it's not. If I have to explain it.
Blackadder goes fourth. Yes, I know.
Leave it-
Yeah, sorry.
leave it now. Pop sensation Taylor Swift has an odd circle of fans. It's been revealed that the singer has a devout following of neo-Nazi fans who hail her, or should that be hail her, as an Aryan goddess. This comes after a white supremacist blogger has claimed that Taylor Swift is secretly a Nazi and is simply waiting for the time when Donald Trump makes it safe for her to come out and announce her Aryan agenda to the world. Now, the singer's legal team have been swift to rebuke all the claims. So what do you think of a fascist Tay-Tay?
I love these kind of stories. I just love it where they kind of like somebody in the extreme just latches on to something and it suddenly becomes this conspiracy theory, how everyone's linked and everything. I'm not a huge Taylor Swift fan, which probably won't surprise you.
Shake it off.
Yeah, well, but I like that. I think I love it for its absolute.
She's very pale, but I wouldn't call her an Aryan goddess.
No, see, if I was, I'm not, and again, not suggesting that she is. If I was to pick any, I'd say Gaga would be the more neo-Nazi pin-up.
But she's very anti-fascist, so.
Well, I
so
would
is
imagine
Taylor Swift.
I was going to say so is Taylor Swift. I just think that Taylor Swift should just get busy with getting into a relationship,
And
breaking
staying
up
in it.
relationships, writing an album, getting into a fight with Kanye about something or other. To me, she is the human musical version of beige. And I believe these purple were more into brown than beige. So I would think that, I just think it's ridiculousness.
I don't know, beige is a liking on the brown shirt level. But Taylor Swift doesn't like it. Right, let's move on. A petition has been launched to change the name of the dessert Eton Mess to Brexit. The petition on change.org reads, We the undersigned believe that a few grown-up Eton boys have whipped up a tide of xenophobia in this country like cream before crumbling its meringue-like international unions to make a pudding that no one wanted anyway. We hereby demand that the pudding Eton Mess be officially renamed Brexit to sweeten the bad taste left in the mouth by these last few weeks. So is that tasty or what?
I've never had Eton Mess. I don't even know what Eton. I've heard of it.
It's crumbled up meringue and raspberries and a bit of whipped cream, and it's called an Eton Mess for I don't know why.
Because it looks like the Indian restaurants and the various places,
no.
the Bullingdon Club smash up, is it?
Yes,
Something like that?
possibly. Yeah, after they just go, how much does that cost?
Yeah, £50,000. You've just ruined a restaurant, kind of thing.
Oh,
I'd support that. I'm going to sign that as soon as I get to the car. I'm going to log on to change.org and sign it, if only to embarrass our Eton posh boys that run this country.
Well, yeah, I think that it's a little bit like when we got Rage Against the Machine to #1 to try and hurt Simon Cowell, and then we found out that it's his record company who actually owns it. I would think that yes, I would think we should have more of a direct action, and we should just make a mess of all of the people.
Let's just make a mess of Slough,
well,
which is where Eton is. Let's not.
no, I mean,
Would we know any different?
Brexit. But the Brexit is as well. You've got. Why don't we call it? I don't know why. Why don't we call it Farage's foisty fundamental?
Well, I'm thinking, for a former prime minister, they could make a dessert and call it spotted dick with bacon. But we won't go there. Right, our last story for now. Madeira Airport is set to change its name to the Cristiano Ronaldo Airport.
No.
Back to football. The Portuguese football star already has a hotel, a perfume, and a museum all named after him. So is there anything more fitting that we could call after Cristiano Ronaldo?
He owns the museum as well, doesn't he? That's the most preposterous
It's his
thing
museum.
about it.
But if you're going to call Madeira Airport Cristiano Ronaldo Airport, does it mean that we're going to have to change the name of Madeira Cake
Only with a petition.
to CR7 Cake?
Oh, you
And
know
that
what
just
now?
sounds like...
I really want some Madeira cake now.
I love Madeira.
But CR7 Cake sounds like the drug that Chris Morris came up with in Brass
Oh,
Eye.
I want CR7 cake now and Madeira cake. Right, that's it. Time to wrap up the daily rundown for the week with me now wanting cake. Thank you to my guest this evening, Andrew Greaves. Thank you. Stephen Armstrong. Thank you very much, sir. And many thanks to Magical Craig for wowing us as well. I'm Dan Morfitt, and from everybody here, including producer Jack and James, have a great rest of the week and have an absolutely ace weekend.